just said, y'all didn't do him like that? Like he was ours, referring to me and people supporting me when these guys came in, basically to copy everything I was doing. Said everybody has to do what Derrion's doing, and then basically running a sex trafficking version of it, because once again, they tried to get me to do the sex trafficking version, and I said no. So we're going to find other people who will, right? And then get everybody basically to help enslave anybody who was working with me, or put them to the side so you can come back to them later. But that's not how it happened. They did support me, just behind the scenes. And then these guys came in and had some traders who basically infiltrated everybody, just split them up, Tydo, and they had the YouTube trainers and the CJ Hollingsworth, and then the FBI agent came in to do the same, Secret Service agent, military recruiters, and everybody pretended to be on my side at some point so they could set everybody up. Everybody was on my side. Tydo got groups of other people to attack them, join in, and then help separate them, and replace them, and then say basically this is the community, people who didn't know me at all, and they had this reverse narratives, made up stories that they had to spread. So there's like a shell of people on the outside of who we are, right? So they can completely keep me isolated. They had what they call, they were going to start their own secret service, right? Gestapo, pretty much. So that would be any Illuminati members who was in the secret service before, but now it's Neuralink's Illuminati, right? It's extortion, sex trafficking ring. So these are the ones who are picking up people, holding people hostage, making sure that Neuralink's New World Order is pushed on the area. And they've used people throughout the community to do this. And even when those people wake up, they realize, okay, that's not why we're here, it's not why we're doing this, like giving us all these reverse narratives, right? Then they're funneled in, they're concentrated, because they surround them as well. And then eventually they surround everybody with people from outside the area, and they're funneling everybody out of here, right? And then at the same time, while they're going after my people, they're going after all the kids, get them in the group on the other side, right? So when they infiltrated my supporters, they started funneling them into these groups, pro-Asian group, right? They said I was a bad guy, I hated Asians, I was a fraud. They had to give they had other trainers to come in, and I'm copying everybody while they're copying me. And then if any of the kids see that and they say anything, they're punished for it, they're sexually abused. And then that big pool of people, again, with the kids especially, ends up being a sex slavery ring or sex trafficking ring, which they're spreading throughout the area. And then I have to listen to situations where people are being forced down on somebody, mainly CJ. He said, Elon Musk said he wanted all the Asians to give him a blowjob, and through him they're working through CJ and Tydo. They're trying to make sure everybody in the community goes to them and do it between those three. And again, they got the police who are protecting it. They got the military personnel, same thing. If you don't want to be with CJ, if you don't want to be with Tydo, they come and scoop you up, and you're either held hostage and concentrated or killed. If you have a thought process of I want to be with Derrion, you have to actually do it. You have to literally do it. And if they have numbers, right, you have to spend either more time with me or you have to listen to everything that I'm saying. And then we get more people, continue to grow until we outnumber them and then they're gone. Or until we can get the attention of law enforcement who want to close this and will willing to. It's pretty much strategy, and this is the same protocol they've used throughout history everywhere, whether it was 1500s in Africa, whether it was the Holocaust and Hitler, because this is the Holocaust protocol, right? If you know the truth to the reverse narrative, you're sent to concentration camps. If you're too hard to get to believe what they want, or if it's changing a culture, right? Changing a culture of beliefs. So in this situation, they're trying to change the Asian culture to sex slavery. It could be religious, right? It can be just your influence over a dictator or a leader that they want to overthrow. In a situation, it's me having my life and somebody else replacing me in my life. And that's what they call the new Derrion, which is that entire pedophile club. It's not just CJ, but they want to use CJ's name to make me look bad because he was jealous of me and everybody knew about it. And they said that's what CJ wanted more than anything, my life, to because he didn't like his Taido, same thing. He wanted aspects of my life. So they signed deals with the Neuralink devil character. And like Neuralink said, we thought that'd be funny to do whatever Taido wants. So like, it's immature. It's extremely immature. A lot of the things that go on. But of course, he has a badge and a gun, so he can say, that's not who I am. And you have law enforcement who will support it. Or you have people throughout the community who don't understand that, you know, somebody will be corrupt in law enforcement and you're not supposed to go with it. Or they'll just say, well, he's law enforcement, we'll just believe him. That's not how it works. He's still human, right? He's still human of a lower intelligence level, right? And when you have that lower intelligence, you have more of a loser personality, right? Loser mindset, sorry. So where you're jealous of people, where you're hating on people, and that's who he is. There are some people who say you're a police officer, I'm not going to listen to you because you don't have the constitutional right to do what you're doing. But then, you know, that's when threats come in. And there's plenty of text messages that show everything, whether it's the sexual abuse, whether it's the threats, anything like that. But by the time you get to the text message, you have Neuralink watching over everything. They're using alternate universe technology. So if you plan on ending it, then they funnel you in as well. You can't go talk to any of the hostages because it'll always be a setup. They always know when you're coming. You know, they're inside of the FBI, so when case is assigned to somebody, they know right away, so they're watching. You gotta like hop on it right away, and as soon as you see evidence, you gotta start arresting people. You gotta get the warrants right away, and then you got the point to where then they go to the judges, right, and they do the same thing. So it's like everybody has to either get together, or there has to be something that's spread like it's an emergency, because it is. Again, remember, alternate universe technology, which is the afterlife, alternate universe afterlife. So it's afterlife technology, not the actual alternate universe coming in. Let's say alternate universe military is here, and alternate universe also means in your mind, right? So alternate universe military means military personnel using the alternate universe technology. At first it did, now it's an artificial intelligence character, who is controlled by the Neuralink's computer-brain interface, right? And between the artificial intelligence and the connection to the computer-brain interface is ushering in singularity, right? Computer-brain interface filters your thoughts, filters the messages that are coming in, and you have the artificial intelligence that's dictating everything and telling you everything. You have the Ku Klux Klan member who's organizing or operating that system, and that's basically what it is. That's the whole thing. That's the world domination plan, to spread that inside of the human trafficking ring, right? All the members of the human trafficking ring have this artificial intelligence inside of them, connected to the computer brain interface, but it's not talking to you directly. It's still monitoring your thoughts, just in case you have a thought they don't want you to have. And you know, if they're successful in their 5 to 10 year plan to end communication, right, end language, which means all the communication goes through the carpooling phone, they call it the Illuminati phone. All the communication will be basically whatever they want. They want to control the flow of communication and the information that goes through it, right? So that would be a complete alternate universe takeover, alternate universe simulation change, as our simulation are basically our habits, our cultures, anything we do on the regular. They want to change that by way of alternate universe government rules or Illuminati government rules. And if you get free, come find me. They've hacked Instagram, they hacked TikTok, they hack phones. The closer you try to get to me, the more they try to stop you. They'll try to confuse you as much as possible. Do this, don't do this. I'm on your side, and then somebody else is coming, they're not going to be on your side. The thing is, you have to have willpower, free will, to not listen to that artificial intelligence that's in your mind telling you what to do, right? Again, they're trying to run this like avatars, right? Or like the Matrix, where you go through, you're connected, you're plugged in, and now they're controlling you, but it's not a person. It's your artificial intelligence, right? And, you know, they've already told us that they're going to kill everybody. They've already told us that they're going to put us through something. I mean, Elon Musk brags about everything, but if you don't know that full system, you won't see it. But that's everything. Find me. Not as hard to end as people see it. Again, like I said earlier, I don't see most things the same way. I see the root problem for everything. whether it's psychology, whether it's strategy, whether it's even basketball as a trainer. That's one reason why I couldn't train, because it wasn't fair, right? Not focusing on the surface level. So you gotta be able to go straight to the root. Elon Musk and Neuralink, right? They're the ones doing everything, right? Then they'll say, okay, well, we'll get this person. You guys do that. We're gonna back off. Now we'll just blame them, right? But while you're looking to them, Neuralink comes from around inside to stop you, or they're invading your department, or that's why basically I said you gotta come to me. I'm the one figuring out everything. I'm the one with the plan for the most part. And I'm the one who's not going to stop, right? If they do the black genocide, I will be the only black person alive, right? If they human race genocide, I'll be the only human alive. And is the whole world hostage. Surround anybody who wants to be the good guy. Surround you with people who are in the same situation, and then everybody's being told something different. So you have no idea what's going on, right? And that is you being inside of the Illuminati, and that is you being inside of the human extortionist sex trafficking ring. That is you being inside of the alternate universe, basically merging alternate universe technology with our universe, creating a multiverse. And that's how they want to enslave the world. That's how they want to take out governments, and basically make Elon Musk king of the world. And with this alternate universe simulation change, basically it's turning our world into a white supremacy extremist hell on earth. And it's not one that anybody wants to be involved with. So we need to stop it. Last thing, I've said this plenty as well. People who have this artificial intelligence in them, they're also being told, some of them are being told, they're going to be told on for their entrapment into it, whether it was them being involved with a minor or anything else that Neuralink caught them doing while being inside of them. They'll say, we're with the police, we're monitoring you, this is new technology, or it's a satellite phone. Since it's artificial intelligence, or alternate universe technology, it can sound like projecting off of something else, right? They'll be told that they're holding family and friends hostage, and a lot of times they're not, right? Or it's on a level where they're just talking to them, right? They'll get them to do something, get them to communicate a certain way to make you believe that they're capable of just killing them, right? Or they might even tell people that they'll kill them in their sleep. That's not it. Last thing, sorry. And while I'm trying to save everybody, right, they're doing everything they can to keep everybody away from me. If you have the alternate universe technology inside of you, they have multiple characters who all are against me. Even if they're for me for a second, it'll get you to be for me, or if you're for me already, they'll agree with you, just so you can be on the same page, and then put you in a situation where you see something or you discover something, right? They lead you in a direction and say, okay, well, don't talk to them right now, and then they corner you, and then you're forced to get somebody a blowjob to intimidate you. They'll have other people surrounding you who don't want to be in the situation but have to pretend, because once again, they have it inside of them, and they may have parents who have it inside of them, they may have friends who have it inside of them, they may have their own kids who have it inside of them, and everybody's being threatened. So don't listen to them when they say to stay away from me, don't talk to me. Invade everybody's lives, and that is the message that they spread through different channels, different reasoning. Don't talk to him. Again, if you are in a bank and somebody's robbing it and somebody's coming to save you, police are coming to save you, or you're in a fire, it'll be like a supernatural fire, like a fire creature or something, and they don't want you to call the fire department, or you're in a bank, they don't want you to call the police, right? They're not going to tell you, pick up the phone, right? I didn't want to use that. But well, anyway, they won't let you pick up the phone because they don't want you to call them. For whatever reason, they'll threaten your life, right, of course. But that's the same thing with me. They'll get the police and talk to me. They've told them I have superpowers. They told them there's an alien inside of me. You can't talk to them for that reason. They pretend to be the military, pretend to be the FBI. Then they'll have somebody who's on their side who will reaffirm what they're saying, but they don't have the right to do it. And by the time you look into that and say you don't know how it works, if you're law enforcement, local law enforcement, and it's telling you the military is here, the military is taking care of it, you can't do this, you can't do that, and if you don't understand how the federal laws work when it comes to the military. They can't just come take over a city on their own, right? And start raping people, right? Because you're with the Illuminati or you're with Neuralink. The Illuminati was a British thing, right? That wasn't our country, right? So we were being invaded by them, right? They're controlling influence in our country because we succeeded from them, and they didn't want us to have freedom away from them, right? You can't just leave and say we're not coming back, right? So with Neuralink, it's the same thing. They're working for Elon Musk, right? So they spread this enough throughout the government, throughout influencers, people of power, people of politics, people of wealth, and they'll control everybody, right? And that, once again, is helping usher in their Neuralink New World Order.